When the US transitioned from a largely agrarian and rural society to an industrial powerhouse at the turn of the 20th century, a few people took advantage of this enormous systemic change to become immensely wealthy and powerful. These robber barons, as they were called in the Gilded Age, and their industrial heirs in the 20th century differ greatly from today's elite class. See, the elites of the industrial era needed a large and thriving middle class to consume the products that they were manufacturing, like television sets, washing machines, vacuum cleaners, etc. They also needed a vast skilled labor force of blue-collar workers to manufacture these products. That's why the oligarchs of yesterday supported economic expansion and upward social mobility for all Americans. In contrast, today's elites consist of multimillionaires in Silicon Valley and Wall Street who are aided by an advocate class made up of members of the media, academia, and government bureaucracy. This new class has a very different and distinct attitude toward economic growth. They don't need the middle class to own a home, to run their own businesses, or to be upwardly socially mobile. Why? Because practically anyone can afford a smartphone and begin to consume tech products. The tech oligarchy has no problem with Americans immersing themselves in a virtual reality of video games, streaming movies, porn, and other mindless entertainment. Tech companies don't have organized labor. Most positions are part-time with no benefits, and various business functions are outsourced abroad where foreign workers are paid pittance. Or let's consider academia, where tenure-track positions have all but disappeared, and the faculty is now replaced with adjunct professors who teach 4 to 5 courses a semester but have no employment guarantee, often have no benefits, and no career opportunity to move ahead. The new order seems to blatantly subscribe to an anti-growth philosophy for the rest of society. And in fact, it has been using its power, its political influence, and its money to compel the socioeconomic descent of the American middle and lower classes down to the lowest realm of society. For example, they use their so-called philanthropic efforts to, quote, change the world. But what does that actually entail? It entails squashing industries that would otherwise create jobs for middle and working classes. Joel Kotkin, who authored a very important book called The New Class Conflict, writes that the controversy regarding the rise of fracking, for example, is essentially a class conflict between those who are willing to make small environmental trade-offs to improve their economic condition versus those who don't need to do so because they are already sufficiently wealthy. You see, sustainability and environmentalism allow the powerful to signal their self-virtue over the lower classes that depend on cheap energy, manufacturing jobs, policies that bolster home ownership, and immigration laws that protect low-skilled workers from unfair wage competition with illegal aliens. In Vermont, we can see that those in charge of Montpelier have been pushing for policies that carve out a permanent underclass of dependents from the body politic. Creating an economy that affords opportunities for higher wage blue-collar jobs is difficult. So Vermont politicians, like the rest of the new American oligarchy, has decided that simply increasing subsidies and giving handouts for everything from education to healthcare and housing will suffice. Right now, we are heading toward a $15 minimum wage hike, but watch out for policies that will advocate for guaranteed income for everyone, say $500 or $1,000 a month. Republicans as the party of rich country club going men, and Democrats as the voice of the working classes no longer accurately depicts reality today. The richest groups, the uber capitalists of the 21st century, are allied with the Democratic Party, as are all the factions that wield the most cultural influence, like the media and academia. So we need to move beyond these past reductive categories and rethink the core societal struggles of today in a new way. This is not a conflict simply between left and right politics. This is a fundamental conflict between two groups. The first group wants America to become a neo-feudal society, divided between a very small, wealthy, powerful group and the rest of us, caught in a dependent welfare state. The second group wants an American society that supports one's innate capacity for growth and offers opportunities for all citizens to exercise autonomy and pursue lives of ambition and expansion. Which America, specifically, which Vermont, do you want to live in?